Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to PlanetSide. This is Kaya from the Second Republic Assault Force, and in this video we're going to do a quick start to how to start playing PlanetSide. So I'm going to skip a lot of detail and just get into how you start playing. So I'm going to do this all in real time so that there's no jump cuts in understanding, and you can follow along just as you would if you were to start right now. So I'm going to pick a new character, I'm going to create a new character, and from here you can pick one of the three different factions. I'm going to pick Terran Republic because that's what we primarily play. And you can customize your character, male, female, and there's 4 different heads. And give yourself a cool name like Zombie Killer, Forever, sure. From here you can pick your server. I'm going to pick Emerald. This is a really high population, high activity server. If you're in Europe, you can play on Cobalt, or Asia on Soltec. And even if you play on the west side of the US, you can. I still would recommend Emerald. It's just a really great server to start experiencing some large scale fights. Now, right off the bat, the game's going to give you an introductory tutorial, and really it's just going to show you the basic mechanics of FPS. WA is D to move around using your mouse, C to crouch, spacebar to jump, right-click to aim down sights.
This is a virtual reality training area designed to get you up to speed on combat on Araxis.
And left-click to shoot.
There are no consequences in this area, so it's all. Use your movement keys to move forward, backward, and sidestep to the left.
Yeah, thank you very much. All right, well, I'm going to skip this, so you can do this part on your own time. It takes maybe about 6 minutes to go through the whole thing, but what it's going to show you is pretty much what I'm going to tell you now anyway. So I'm going to hit the M key, and this is going to pull up your map, and I'm going to hit exit tutorial. This is not going to do anything other than indicate that, hey, I don't want to do this. So from here, if I click on the VR tutorial zone, I can go to the world map. And let's go to Sanctuary, okay? So this is where the game, after you've created your character, will log you in by default normally. So Sanctuary is a safe zone. You can't fire your weapons. You actually can run into every faction here. You've got the NC, the VS, and the TR. You can also yell, do /yell, and you can cross-chat between factions with yell chat. So in Sanctuary, there's a couple shops that you can unlock some cosmetics, some outfit stuff. For the most part, you don't really do anything here. It's just a safe space to take a break from fighting the game or have meetings with your outfit. Feel free to explore on your own. I'm going to run to this terminal here. This is going to pull up the map screen, the equivalent of hitting the M key. And let's take a look at this map. So I'll just use the terminal. So accessing the terminal. And here you're going to see the war zones. You'll also hear them called continents or planets. PlanetSide 1, they used to be called continents, but we have 4. We have Indar, which is like a desert planet, Hassan, which is like a swamp jungle, Amarish, which is kind of just nice greenery and hills, and Esamir, which is the ice planet. As you can see, these 3 are locked. Most often you'll only find one continent open at a time. And again, like I said, you'll find Sanctuary here under the list of safe zones. This is in outer space. And then there's also the VR training center where you can check out every weapon in the game, every vehicle in the game. No charge, just really great way to kind of play with things. Let's go to Amherst for now though. I just want to get into the game and start shooting people. So this is a warp gate. Every faction has a home base on the continent. As you can see, this is a good staging area for loading up your attack. If I hit the M key again, let's pull it up. So you can see we are currently in the Amherst Southern Warp Gate. This is where the red guys will start. The NC, the blue guys, have theirs at the Amherst Western Warp Gate at the moment. And the purple guys have theirs at the Eastern Warp Gate. So the way this works is that when you capture a base, it has to be linked to the home warp gate. This is where all the power comes from. And as you can see, these lines, we call them lattice lines, they're all connected. So in order to play this game and capture enemy territory, you have to be linked to a friendly base. So let's say we wanted to kill or attack East Hills checkpoint, it has to have a link connection. So for example, we couldn't capture any of the bases here because the TR don't own a connection that leads back to the warp gate. Okay, so that's all you need to know for now. Let's say we just want to get started though, just hit the J key. Hit the J key, and this is going to be what we call the instant action. It's going to take you to any of these fights that have all these little explosion indicators. It means it's going to take us to a battle going on. So just like that, we get warped into enemy territory. Alright, welcome to PlanetSide. You're going to die a lot. So from there, I'm going to pick one of these spawn places. Actually, I should explain that better. So one of the main spawn points in PlanetSide are these trucks. We call them Sunders or Sundies. And these are basically mobile spawn points. Once they deploy, you can spawn on them. You also can access your equipment. But let's get started. So as you can see, the battles are very intense right off the bat. One thing to know about PlanetSide is that you are mixed in with very experienced players and new players right away, so there's no mercy on you. You will die a lot. So if not able to spawn at one of those spawn points, we've lost all of our ability to spawn at this enemy territory. You can find these little green circular oval indicators on top of friendly bases, and that means you can spawn there. So if we mouse over this base over here, you can see there's this blue timer going on, and if you look at the right hand side of my screen when I hover over it, you can see that the blue guys are actually capturing it. Once that 1 minute and 14-second timer reaches the left side of the bar, they're going to own this facility. So let's pick a different place to fight at. Let's go to this one over here, completely different side of the map. And before we do that, let's take a look at these terminals here. You can hit the E key to access the equipment terminal. By default, the game set me as a light assault, which is a really good class for moving around quickly, but it has really low health and you will die even more than you normally will. So I'd highly recommend when you start playing the game for the first time, pick heavy assault. Has a little bit more health and shielding, also has access to more powerful weapons. Also, combat medic, very, very good for sustaining fights, reviving people and healing people up. Also a great way to get certs and experience really quick. Engineer is also the same. It provides ammo, repairs maxes in vehicles, and you can also lay tank mines and everything. For some reason, I just got killed by a friendly TR. That's a quick way of showing you that you can kill friendlies, so be careful where you fire. If you do it too often, you'll receive grief points and you will get weapons locked, so don't do it. Let's pick heavy assault for now. We're just going to use default everything. So by default, I have a primary weapon. If I hit number 2, I get my pistol. Pistols are great. If you run into ammo on your primary, switch to your sidearm. It's a lot faster than reloading, and you can finish off players just as easily. There's some great sidearm weapons. Then I've got my rocket on the heavy. And that's all you really need to know for now. Let's just get shooting. So again, we're going to look for the capture points in the game. So here we go. We've got one capture point on this base. It's blinking, which means the enemy is currently on it. So we need to get to that quickly to defend it. Like I said, the blue guys, the NC, currently have quite a lot of progress on this capture point. So we need to go and defend it. Okay, so this is the control point. Again, you just need to stand on it to start flipping it. It is currently secure. And once you have it flipped in your faction's color, then you have to just defend it for the period, the capture time period, and then you'll own the base after that. You can hit the H key to expand your map and give you a little bit more visibility. And this is good for finding little red dots to indicate where enemies might be. And this percentage bar here is really, really important. So currently we have, the TR have 64% of the population, and the blue guys have 36%. And these, see this zone that this base is currently in? This is called a hex. We call these hexes. And the population indicator is showing you the population for this hex. So if the enemies are even over here on this side of the hex, that's still going to be represented in this population bar. Okay? So again, we were picking fights before by hitting the J key. You can hit the U key to redeploy. This is going to be probably your most used way to move around the map, is to hit the U key. So we'll do that. And let's go try and find another fight. Let's look for something good. So here's an enemy territory. There's a friendly spawn sunder. So I'm going to pick this one. This looks like it could be interesting. Again, you can always access your equipment from there if you want to change your loadout. Now, there are all kinds of facilities in PlanetSide, different base layouts, but there's also a lot of repetition, a lot of similarity and commonalities. So once you get kind of more familiar with the game, you're going to recognize the same structures over and over. Now this is really, really important. This thing over here with the little purple shielding, that indicates the enemy spawn room. Okay, so this is their base right now. All right, the TR need 1 minute and 40 seconds to capture it. But in the meantime, the enemy can actually spawn at their spawn room. They always have, every facility has a hard spawn room. Ooh. Okay, so he's coming to save the day. And right now I'm the bad guy. Oh, you got me. So now you can wait, or you have two options here. Right down here on the right hand side, you have the auto spawn. The game's going to help you by just picking the closest spawn point to where you currently died, or you can change spawn. Right now, I'm just going to hit spawn now. So it pulled me back to that Sunday because it's nice and close. But really, just to repeat what I said before, you need to always, whenever you attack an enemy base, be aware of where they will spawn from. They have access to a spawn room. In this facility, it can't be destroyed. In other facilities, the spawn access can be destroyed.
Call this tactical superiority.
So it's really important to use cover in PlanetSide. Let your shields recharge. So hide behind rocks. And you also need to realize that in PlanetSide, the lives are very, very short. As you can imagine, because there's so many players playing the game, if we all had really long lives, fights would move really slowly. But that's why you have to be really sharp, because we're expendable. So right now I'm just using my mini-map to see where the enemy is currently coming from. I can see all these little red dots on the map. And yeah, so this is the basics of how to capture. We just captured the base. And since we just captured the base, you'll notice that we have the spawn room now. So I'm going to spawn at the spawn room instead of the Sunderer. And now we have to clean out all the remaining enemies that are still left here. So these shields here mean that the enemy can't actually come inside the spawn rooms. This is always a safe zone. Alright, cool. Good job, guys. Captured the base. So that's pretty much it. This is how we capture bases in PlanetSide, and this is how the map moves around. You'll notice that right now there's no alert going on. An alert is a 90-minute period at which the end of that, whichever faction owns the most population of the continent will lock the continent. So in this case, the Terran Republic have locked Indar, the Vanu Sovereignty have locked Hassan, and also Esamir. So currently what we are fighting over is Amerish, and there is no alert right now, but as you see, Empire Strength, once this reaches 100, and this is obtained by claiming more territory, or if you touch the enemy warp gate, it instantly triggers an alert, again, which is like a 90-minute battle contest. So there's nothing happening right now, but once one of these factions reaches 100 Empire Strength, we will have an alert going, which is pretty exciting. So I'm going to hit you, and let's talk about pulling vehicles. So we've been talking so far about the infantry game. Let's talk about the vehicle game. So every base in PlanetSide has a ground vehicle terminal. This is where you can pull any kind of four-wheel vehicles, but not every base has an aircraft terminal. In fact, the aircraft terminals are kind of more rare and spread out around the map. So this here is the vehicle terminal. I'm going to hit E to access it, and you have access to a variety of things. You've got the Flash, which is just a personal, really quick for getting around the map. You've got Harasser, which is what it sounds like. It is really just good at being a nuisance at harassing enemy vehicles, getting in and out really quick. Very powerful, but it is kind of fragile. Sunderers, these are the big spawn points. These guys change the map. These are crucial to understand. Also good experience. Lightnings are kind of fast solo tanks, and an Ant is for gathering Cordium resource, which is for player building bases, which you don't need to worry about when you're starting the game. I'm going to pull a Harasser just because it's kind of cool. Alright, so you can turn your lights on and off. My keybind right now is G by default, but I think the default is like K or something. Now, in vehicles, you can actually switch between first-person mode and third-person mode by hitting the T key. You can't do this in infantry, but you can do this in all vehicles. I'm going to hit E to jump out. Now, if you look at the right-hand side of my screen, even when I get out of the vehicle, it's going to be like, hey, you've got this vehicle in your control. And there's a little timer here that indicates 4 minutes and 47 seconds. This is the amount of period that I can be away from my vehicle before I lose ownership of it. And this is just to prevent you from spawning too many vehicles that you don't use and keeping the map nice and clean. So I have to jump in this vehicle within 4 minutes, otherwise I kind of lose control of it. Now, this vehicle, if you look on the right-hand side, you'll see a 1, 2, and 3 seat. If I hit F2, it's going to switch me to the turret. Okay. If I hit F3, it's going to go into the back seat. So these are all the different positions that I can have friendlies jump in. So F1 takes me to the driver's seat, F2 takes me to the turret, and F3 puts me in the back seat. Okay. So I want to drive this thing, so I'm going to hop in. I'm going to follow this guy. And one of the abilities of a harasser is that you can hold shift just like a sprint and give yourself a nice speed boost. This is what an ant is for. He's gathering cordium. Again, this resource here is what you use to build player bases, which is basically is really cool. You can build your own facilities, sort of. So this is an enemy ant right here. I could shoot at him. I'll switch my weapon to the turret. Oh no. I'm gonna hop out, pull out my rocket. Got him, boys. And you always want to make sure after you do something like that that he's actually dead, because they can get out and run away. Well, that was short-lived harasser. Let's talk about aircraft instead. So I'm gonna hit U to redeploy. Okay, I'm going to spawn back at the warp gate. And now we're going to talk about aircraft. So as you can see, this little tank icon indicates a ground vehicle terminal. And this little airplane indicates, obviously, an aircraft terminal. So let's talk about these different aircraft. First one I want to talk about is the Galaxy. This is the big squad transport. A squad is a group of 12 people that are coordinated and work together. There's also platoons in this game, but Galaxies are really good for transporting entire squads of 12 people. It's got 12 seats in it. Big vehicle that you can upgrade. Conversely, there's also the Valkyrie, which is a lighter, faster squad transport. You can also spawn directly into this vehicle as well as the Galaxy, but this one can only hold half a squad, 6 people. It compensates though by being faster. It's kind of more of the helicopter, better for insertion and kind of just quick reconnaissance. So the Galaxy is kind of like the jumbo jet, and the Valkyrie is kind of like the chopper. Those are the 2 squad vehicles. Over here we've got the Mosquito, which is the solo, basically the fighter jet. You can make it specialized for air-to-air, or you can make it air-to-ground. And then you've got a Liberator, which is a 3-seat vehicle that is basically a bomber. Okay. So I'm going to pull a Mosquito and just use all the default weapons. Now I should talk about currencies, okay? So down here on the left-hand side, you can see there's a bunch of currencies. There's nanites, A7, merit, daybreak cash, certifications, and ISO. I want to talk about nanites real quick. So as you can see, all of these vehicles have a different cost to pull. Mosquitoes cost 245, Valkyries are 175, and Galaxies will be the most at 315. They're big and expensive. So right now I have 700 nanites. If I hit tab when I go into my character mode, you can see that I have nanites here, and you can see that I have next deposit in 40 seconds. So nanites are just a control mechanism that allow you to pull some of the more powerful vehicles, or like a max suit in PlanetSide, but they want to prevent you from pulling it all the time because it would be overpowered that way. So this is just a control mechanism to make sure that you're not over pulling the more powerful tools, but you do have 700 points by default to mess around with, and it constantly refreshes every, I think it's 60 seconds or so. So I've got 700, I got plenty to pull a Mosquito. I'm going to pull a Mosquito. Here we go. Now the controls in Mosquito and flying in PlanetSide in general takes a little bit of getting used to. Same things applies. WASD to move around. Use your mouse to kind of rotate to navigate. Spacebar to go up, and C key to go down. You can also hit the T key to go back to third person, so you can swap between the two. Okay, here we go. So this takes a lot of getting used to get comfortable in PlanetSide, but it's worth it. It's worth flying. Flying is a great way to experience the game because you can move around the map so much more quickly than you could in vehicles, as you can see right here. Now by default, it's really important to know that if I eject hitting the E key, I'll fall out of the vehicle and I'll die because unupgraded, you will fall to your death. If you get the upgrade that allows you to eject, right here, ejection system in the utility slot, I would be able to fall without dying. So that's what I would highly recommend. But just know that if you're in an aircraft as a new player, you're probably not coming out of it alive. So right now my gun is tuned for aircraft and ground vehicles. Let's try and take this guy on. And in an aircraft, it's really important to lead your shots. Ooh, it's a little hot here. As you can see in my mini-map, there's a lot of tanks below. Oh, they got me, goose. Alright, so that's aircraft. Now, I want to show you one more thing. So, not every base has an aircraft terminal like I tried to say before. So if I click on here, there's this little feature. You can always spawn, when you spawn from the map directly, you can pick your class. So I could be an infiltrator, light assault, combat medic, engineer, or heavy assault, and you can customize your loadout. There's also this magical button right here, which is actually for vehicles. So from this icon, I can actually spawn vehicles directly from the map. What I mean is you don't have to spawn into the spawn room and then run to the terminal. You can actually pull vehicles directly from this icon right here. Now, I happen to know that this particular base, Araxis Firearms, has an aircraft terminal. And I just want to demonstrate for you what I mean when I say you can pull from the map. So I'm going to click on Araxis Firearms, and you can see the little icons in this legend here will indicate what you can pull from these vehicles. So Araxis Firearm actually has this little airplane symbol, which means it has an airplane terminal, an aircraft terminal. So I'm going to select another, actually no, I'm going to pull a Valkyrie this time from here. And you'll see that instead of spawning at the spawn room, I actually spawned directly into a Valkyrie. Okay, so this is another really good way to move around the map. Let's get back into a fight. I want to just show you a few more things and then we'll wrap this up as an introduction to getting started in PlanetSide. We've covered kind of the basics of redeploying, instant action, also how to capture a base, going to the control point, and moving around the map. So you can see here that the VS are capturing this friendly territory, and we got to stop them. Actually, I should probably join a squad to show you guys what that's like, but let's just try and save the day here real quick. So this is a good base to kind of show you. This is a multi-point base. This is actually a really kind of rare one where it's got 4 different control points. In order to start capturing this base, you actually need the majority of the points. So right now, the VS only have 2 out of the 4. And as you can see, the timer is completely paused because they're not making progress. In order for them to start capturing this base again, they need 3 out of 4 points because that would be the majority. So currently they don't have this B point here. So I'm going to land this vehicle and hit E to exit. And let's start flipping this point. Oh, you can hit G to throw your grenade. F to activate your shield as a heavy assault. This is the control point. We're flipping it. Got him. Okay, using cover in PlanetSide is so important, and by cover I mean like any kind of environmental art that completely blocks bullets. Also worth knowing is that headshots are worth a lot more in PlanetSide than body shots, so always try to aim for the head. Okay. Alright, so as you can see, the TR have all these points back. We're losing C point, but we still have the majority. Therefore, this progress indicator is showing that we are actually more dominant in this area now. And again, I want to turn your attention to the population. So looking at this map again, this is called a hex, and the hex indicates the population indicates how much VS or TR are in this entire hex, this whole area. So currently we have 3/4 of the population. Thanks, dude. I was trying to explain to our friends here. All right, so this guy's going to capture the point. And it looks like we have friendly spawn. I can spawn at this, or I can spawn at the base directly. Sometimes the icon doesn't appear. You have to wait a second. Now, before we go any further, I want to talk about outfits and squads. And this is kind of the next step for once you kind of get a little bit comfortable with the basic mechanics of the game. You're going to want to join squads. It's just an easier way to survive than soloing, at least for new players. So I'm going to join this casual squad. Let's join, I know this guy, Purple Tentacle. He's a friendly fellow TRAF officer. So you can filter by continent, platoon, outfit, but right here, slots indicates how many people are in the squad. So right now there's 9 out of 12 people, how far away they are from you, and then the cohesion indicator indicates how far apart the squad members are from each other. Okay, so a high cohesion squad means that all 9 of these 12 people, they're probably within a range of about 100 meters, whereas a low cohesion squad, they could be all over the map. Okay, so you probably want to join somebody that's high cohesion. It means that they're working together. Some of these lower population or lower cohesion squads, they're probably just kind of scattered around the map, just kind of doing their own thing, not really working together. So let's join this this squad here. Mentor squads are recommended for new players. Would you like to join a mentor squad instead? I'm going to hit no because I don't want to join a mentor squad right now. I want to join this squad. So as you can see, I've joined a squad of, it's probably like 11 people now. Everybody's got their own number associated with them. That's for the squad leader to call out. Instead of using your name, he can say, hey, number 6, get over here. Number 7, get over here. This left side indicates if they're in a vehicle or not. Currently, they're all in a Valkyrie, a Galaxy, so they're in vehicles. This indicator here is what class they are. So this symbol is an engineer. This is an infiltrator. We've got heavy assault and your distance from them. Okay. So talking in squad, I should talk about the chats as well. But now if you look on the left-hand side, now that I'm in a squad, I can actually spawn directly into friendly squad mate vehicles. This is a Sunderer, so those big trucks that can act as spawns. Purple Tentacle's got a Valkyrie up, so I'm going to join his Valkyrie right now. And as you can see, I can spawn directly into an aircraft. So this probably indicates that they're going to be dropping on something. This is pretty cool. This is one of the coolest parts of PlanetSide. So there are 5 out of 6 people in this Valkyrie. Again, you can use the F keys to go to open slots. Right now, number 6 is open. Looks like we're going to drop on Lithcorp. Get ready for the drop. Uh-oh, we're taking fire. Vehicle's going down. I'm going to bail with the E key soon. Yep, dropping out. Didn't make it. We got killed, all of us. That's how it goes sometimes. Alright, so that's just another way of showing you that you can spawn directly in vehicles if you're within a squad. Let's talk a little bit about the chats. So I'm going to spawn at Ravens. You can type in squad say, and that's going to be how you talk to your squad. So I'm going to say hello. Or you can type in SS for short. So how are you, right? You can also talk in yell chat, hello. Yell chat is different because you can talk to enemies this way. It's like, you know, shouting over during a battle. You can use it for trash talking or whatever.
Oh, hey. Doing well.
And you can also talk in...
If you don't hear us talk too much, a lot of us are on Discord right now. If you go to discord.gg/2ref, you can join us in the Casual PlanetSide 2 channel.
So Purple doesn't know that it's me. He knows who I am, but he doesn't realize I'm recording this video. Nice guy. So let's talk about outfits. So if I wanted to join an outfit, if I go to the M key and I hit the social button here, you can see this brackets tag. This is an outfit tag. This indicates what outfit people are in. So these guys are all TRAF. This is Wolf. I'm not sure what outfit that is. Let's take a look at this outfit button here, and you can search for outfits. There's nothing right now. There we go. It's loaded. So Second Republic Assault Force is our outfit. You can read a little description. You can see how many members are online, what they focus on, and you can hit apply. You can write a little message saying I'd like to join you. I happen to know that Second Republic Assault Force, we let in pretty much everybody, so you can just hit accept. Social button, and you go to notifications. You'll see your petition to join Second Republic Assault Force has been accepted. You hit OK. I am now in an outfit. Now what that means is when I hit the M key and I go to the outfit button, you can see I'm now part of this roster. I'm going to hit go to members. You can see all the people who are online in this outfit. You can see their weapon. This is how you make orbital strikes and stuff. So yeah, this is how you interact with your outfit. You can type /OS to say hi to the outfit, and there you go. You're talking outfit chat. There's also voice chats, so you can hit the Z key to talk to your squad. There you go. So you can hit your Z key. As you can see, there's a little indicator. I don't actually want to say anything to these guys, so yeah. So that's how you move around, and I highly recommend playing in an outfit and with a squad. You're going to get a lot more out of the game this way. Different outfits have different expectations. Some are more serious, some are more casual. 2RAF is kind of in that sweet spot. We try to offer both experiences, and yeah, it's just a better way to influence the map is playing with other people. You can have a lot of fun playing solo, but to really affect the map, you want to play in groups of people. Alright guys, so that kind of covers pretty much everything you need to know to get started. So we covered, let's do it one more time just to do a little refresher here. I didn't talk about classes, but maybe we'll do that right now. So I'm just going to hit J to go join combat. And I do want to show you medic. Big battle. As I said before, there's a lot of dying in PlanetSide, so I'm getting revived now. I'm going to accept this res. Okay, I'm going to spawn a little bit further down the hill, give us some breathing room. I'm also going to switch to medic. So medic's really important for sustaining fights. You now have access to a new tool as a medic. And left click is going to allow you to heal people, and right click is going to allow you to revive people. It's also a great way to get experience. And there's no shortage of dead bodies in PlanetSide. Get up, soldier. If they need healing, you'll see this little plus icon over their heads. Wow, nice fight. Alright, let's talk a little bit about the currencies. So in PlanetSide, we have a bunch of currencies. The main one here that you want to focus on is certs. I have 102 certs right now, and what this allows you to do, if I click on the weapon, it's going to give you access to this little shop, and you can see a bunch of these weapons. The default is usually about 1,000 certs. So these certs you can use to spend to buy weapons. More importantly, when you start the game though, you're going to want to focus on these slots, the ability, the suit, the grenade. This is going to help keep you alive, and really keeping yourself alive is probably the most important thing when you start the game. All weapons in PlanetSide are pretty much the same. There's not weapons that are like incredibly more powerful, but they are more accurate, they reload faster, and so the default weapons are actually very, very good in PlanetSide. So if I were to click on like this shield generator, you can see I can spend it for one cert. I can upgrade what I currently have. Sure, I'll spend 30 certs. Now my nanite mesh generator is a little bit stronger, so that's going to keep me alive. Okay, so you get certs by killing people and getting experience. Every 250 experience, you get one cert. So you can imagine you need quite a bit of experience to level up. So let's get fighting for a little bit. Okay, so I just got killed. After you die, you get a little camera to see who killed you. A lot of the times you're going to want to wait because usually a medic is around to revive you, and that can just kind of keep you in the fight with less downtime. So as you can see right here, I'm getting revived. I'm going to accept this, but in PlanetSide you die so quick, especially when you get revived. Don't be surprised if I get killed right away. And there you go. Anyways, guys, that wraps up kind of the intro for what I wanted to talk about, get you started. There's a lot more to learn about the game. We kind of scratched the surface and hopefully give you an idea of what to do to start enjoying the game right away without going through too many tutorials and hoops. So yeah, feel free to check us out at tearoff.net. Always looking for new players. And hope you enjoy playing the game. We're interested. Everyone in PlanetSide, you know, it's a little bit of an older game, but it's a great, unique game. There's nothing quite like it, nothing on this scale, even to this day. And so we're always looking to try and increase the population and health of the community. And we want people to come experience and discover the game too. So that's why we're interested in helping people learn it, pick it up, because we love this game and we all want to see it do well. So hopefully come check it out. Thanks for watching.